What is going on, everybody? How you guys doing tonight?
What
The
up?
what's
Pretty
happening?
good, pretty good, man. Ready for
Andy?
some more base budget, base wars competition today, man. Ready?
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
it, man. Andy, what's up, buddy? Casey, what's up, buddy? Going on? How you guys doing tonight?
Good, man.
So we've taken and thrown a few things together. We've got the here on episode 6 here. We're gonna do Scrapyard Base Wars, and I think it's gonna be pretty interesting here, gentlemen. We've got a few things that we're gonna be throwing together. We've got some interesting setups. What's happening? We've already got a few people in the chat already. So the
Marlon?
mission of tonight is going to be throwing together 3 different builds. We've got trunk builds, we've got hatch builds, and shallow truck. And we're going to see you're going to be shooting at. We're going to have the man himself. They're going to do it this way. Andy is going to be judging these setups on a few things. What were your scoring methods on the? What were your scoring methods on it?
Yeah, we're gonna judge it on 3 criterias. Pretty much just the SPL, like an estimated SPL score of what the build would do. We're not shooting for numbers, but we're gonna give an idea of what it could do. And then collectability. If it's rare, if it's an old school gem, not just per se loud. And then the third is condition. Is it loud but it looks like crap, or does it look really good and it's not very high performance? So we're going to judge it on those 3 things with a 5-point system, total of 15 points, and we'll go from there. Heck yeah, and 3 classes. They're going to have a trunk, specific, hatch, and for a truck, like pickup, shallow, underneath type deal. So let's see what you guys got. Bring them on.
I think it's going to be interesting, man. And again, if you're confident and you know what you're getting, you can get a lot of bang for a buck, so to speak. There's some pretty, one thing we wanted to do is, again, we'll go ahead and cover it again. So we got $500 budget, okay? If you're going to be buying something sub, amp, and box together, last time we did the used shootout thing, we did you could build your own stuff like that. You have to buy everything for $500. We did it just nationwide in Facebook Marketplace because if somebody took a period of time to where they'd be searching for these things, and if they're going to be actively looking, you're going to be surprised on the deals you can find. And we were finding stuff all the way up to like an hour and a half ago before this. I was like, oh man, I got to make some changes. So we got $500 sub box amp, and it's going to be pretty interesting, guys. So we're going to go and begin this off. We will take and we're going to do Casey's hatch build. We'll do
you do yours.
We'll start off with mine then. I'll take it off first. I hate to just take and go ahead and just step on your toes in this one though, and go ahead and start throwing punches to begin with. But I've got let me go ahead and boom. You can't really see too much. I wish I could have zoomed in, but I've got a Pioneer 8601. It's run a 1,000-watt amp. I've got a Sundown SA12. It is the V3. I've got a double baffle ported box that's tuned to 32 hertz. And I ended up throwing in for the mystery card there. I was able to get a LC1 based on paying above MSRP to buy one used. And set a Sony 6.5s for the doors. So I've got like an all-in-one stereo, $500. And I feel like that's a pretty rules. Dude, it's just $500. What can you get for it? And I feel like that's a banging right system right there. You can run the 6.5s off the head unit power. You've got your bass knob in line. You got the 1,000-watt pretty much RMS amp and the Sundown and a double baffle box there. I mean, it's not the best in the world, but I feel like that's a pretty good contender right there.
Heck yeah. So is that what class is that? Trunk, hatch, or truck?
This is going to be our hatchback class right now.
Hatchback. Okay, yeah. Cool. You going to go sub up, sub back? Which way you firing it?
If it was going to be me, I'll probably, for the hatch, I'll probably do either. I'll have to do testing with sub up, port up, or sub back, port back.
Cool.
And see what I can get out of it.
Awesome. Yeah, it's nice because you got the SA.
This Pioneer amps are underrated.
I've installed a ton of those things, man.
Rev 3, buddy. Rev 3. So I hit the nail on the head right there. Now I think
a great sub, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
The box looks good. It's gonna be pretty sturdy. It looks like, but man, I don't know, man. I don't think you're gonna be loud.
Yeah, the surround looks in good condition too. The surround looks good. The amp looks good. The box looks good. They definitely took care of it too.
Yeah, I think that's something somebody can take and enjoy for quite some time. It's quality stuff. It's all name brand stuff. I don't think anybody's gonna have a problem taking in. I'm sure you can probably wire. I looked it up. The amp's one unstable. So I think somebody would be fine with it with a 112. They could go forward and wire it to 2. get about 700 watts out of it, 650 something like it before rise. It's gonna be good. But
Your
you
mic's
got
like-
everything. What's up?
Your mic's kind of sounded weird.
Oh well,
Can you hear me now?
I
got
hear
you.
you.
Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and
Good.
move forward. So we got everything on mine. We're
Yeah,
gonna
we're
go ahead
good
and
with
pull out
that.
Casey's. Casey got an all-in-one combo. This thing
And you
is.
covered my whole box, dude.
I'm sorry. You go and explain this though, so you can read it off. So what we got?
12. Hold on. 12-inch, 3,000 watt dual voice coil sundown with 2 farad capacitor, bonus points, and
Ooh.
2,600 watt Planet audio amp.
Okay, so you gain matching those, one on each coil. Nice. 12-inch, 3,000 watt dual voice coil sundown. That sounds like a. I don't even know. That's not an SA series. What is that?
It's 1 amp. It's not gain match. It's 1 amp. Yeah, 2 channel though.
2600 2 channel. My bad. Yep. Yeah, you
I'll
gotta
give him
bridge
credit
that
though.
at
The
4
box
ohms.
does look good.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure
Okay.
it's SA.
I'm pretty sure it's I don't know what it is either. It's either E or
That's
SA.
3,000 watts. He's probably going off the max.
Jordan would probably know on that one. He's in the chat.
Yeah, Jordan, what is it?
But it says sundown on it.
You see my shirt, Jordan?
Yeah.
I came to win this.
And then Scott copied me. He did an SA
Okay.
as well.
Bro, I had my sundown build put together a week ago. You can ask Andy.
I'm just saying, okay, so we both have
Yeah.
SP12s. We both have ported boxes. This box looks sturdy, and it looks really well built. I actually like the box a lot. And also, the Planet Audio amp, 2,600 watts, Scott.
This probably does every bit of it plus some, actually. It's
For
probably
sure, but
underrated.
at least does 3K.
Yeah, just put a bigger fuse in it.
Yeah.
That's it, man. That's it. Heck yeah, I got the score written down. Not bad. Not bad so far, guys.
All right, cool. So we'll take and maybe make sure I got the right one pulled up before we go to the trunk. Do you want to do your trunk build first or my trunk
Sure.
first, Casey? All
Sure.
right, cool. He's wanting the smoke
I went
right
with the
now.
classic on this
He
one.
wants to see what you got first, you know?
I'll go with mine first. It's fine. Boom. We're gonna take and let me go full screen with this. I got 2 Type R12s and an MTX 850 by 2. I'm feeling like it's a pretty good box. It's single baffle. The amp takes and is a pretty good one. It's got 330 amp fuses on it, 850 by 2. You know, the Type R's, they're going to be super musical. He's going to be straight up banging it, I feel like. And it's going to do pretty good. I don't feel like that's a bad choice. What you think on that one, Casey?
Dude, you want to know what's crazy? Is I had almost this exact setup in my old Blazer.
Yeah, right. That's your first setup.
I had
Yeah.
an MTX Thunder Elite at 1 ohm, and it just slapped, dude. So I know it's loud. But this is supposed to be your trunk setup, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Once you get to mine, you'll see it's the old classic trunk setup. Oh, what's up,
Mhm.
Derek?
Go ahead.
I like
And
those
you know,
Type R's too because those are the ones that got the emblem in the middle,
Yeah.
and those have the Forever Roll surrounds or the Sundown, whatever
stickers,
the fancy surrounds on them. They're not the foam, soft, older ones. Those are the sought out Alpine Type R's. I used to have
Literally
two
one of the
tens
best subs
those.
ever made. We had
Heck yeah,
one
man.
when I was running the Best Buy. We had a shop sub in there that was E6000 like really poorly, and it was all real shitty. And that thing just like rocked every single day, never had any issues. And I mean, it just looked like hammered shit.
Those are great subs that are underrated. Oh man, I got it all messed up now. Yeah, the ribbon is it a ribbon surrounds what they call it on those, kind of like the Pro Series or no? But
Yeah, I forget what
I
they're
know, we
called.
need someone to
W
keep-
something. I'm not sure.
I remember when those subs came out and like it really wasn't popular, I guess, at the time for mainstream car audio to have that style surround, and you're like, this is crazy. But moving forward
Felt cool
though,
when you pushed it in.
we've got old better watch out with your windshield over here. We've got 2 Kicker Comp VR12s and a Rockville amp. And believe it or not, this is a used amp of the guy. He just has the generic photo. You want to go over that one, Casey?
Dude, look at it. Rest in peace to anyone in that car.
DB15 Class D amp. Is that their 1500 monoblock at 1 ohm CEA certified? Is that what that one is?
I don't even know, dude. You can put whatever power you want on these subs. They're gonna slam. I could have picked any amp.
Heck yeah, dude.
I could've-
Sky Speakers
yeah.
said there's W surrounds on the jail.
Oh, I was close.
Pretty small.
Hell yeah. I knew it was a W something. Hell yeah. Awesome.
I love this thing. But I also
right.
love these. And Andy, I know you love these things, and you know they always slam.
Heck yeah, CVRs, man. It's like the middle road, man. For the price you're paying and the quality you're getting, and how loud they get on whatever you're throwing, you can't
It's a lot
really
of
beat them,
speaker.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would honestly put them up on a Type R.
Oh
Side
yeah,
by
dude. They're nice. They're nice.
I
Heck
think
yeah.
that's a good shootout on that one. I think, all honesty, even though I'm not a fan of that style of box, I feel like it's probably a better enclosure than my basic slot port. And this looks like it has a little bit more port area too, so you probably has a lower tuning frequency than my 210.
Yeah, it's like a base box prefab or something, Pro Box. I think
Pro Box,
Rockville
something like
used
that.
that for their Sundown video that went viral.
The dude, just perfect amp for that setting too. I mean, he's just gonna
Heck yeah.
that guy's gonna crank that gain with those two kickers, and it's gonna
And the
take
bass
it.
boost.
And the bass boost.
Yeah, dude.
You know, sidetrack on that today. I had a customer of mine that he bought a sub from us and all that stuff, and they got a dual 5-channel amplifier that they had it hooked up on. He's like, man, I need you to check this thing out. He's like, it just sounds distorted when I hear it. And I go back there and I tell you that bass boost was all the way up on that amplifier. And I mean,
Jesus.
just buried. And I'm like, let's turn that all the way back off, buddy. And let's play some music you listen to first.
I'm gonna put a piece of tape over this. If I see you take it off, your warranty's gone.
Exactly, yeah. So go ahead and move forward on that. So we got everything done on that one. We're gonna take and go forward. Let me take this out real quick.
Tater, you talking trash on the kicker setup? I need to clarify.
I know. Boom. I'm gonna go ahead and break it in on this one, man. I'm gonna do my shallow setup now. We've got this going on here. Boom. Take this one. I've got to do a Be Kind sticker for $5. And then this is a Rockford Fosgate, the 12 shallow box, and the what actually really took the icing on the cake on this one is this one. I thought this was a good upgrade path for somebody going to be doing the shallow setup. The Alpine MRP is the 850 on this one, and which is actually a really great amplifier. And the sub's okay. They sound okay. They sound decent. I've had them in a single cab truck.
Honestly, I think that's overpriced.
For $150.
Yeah.
Sub
Really?
box and amp.
Jeez.
I don't know, man.
I think if you bought in caps for the Alpine amp, you could sell the amp for more than $150 in the cardio market. I feel like.
No, that's not the best generation, man. That's well, no, maybe.
They're pretty good.
I mean, it's gonna sound good. It's gonna be well rounded. You know what I mean? It's gonna fill in your frequency gaps, but is it gonna bang?
Is it gonna bang? We'll find out. I feel like I saved us some budget on that one though. You know, I got a $500 budget and we got $155 spent. That's some extra truck accessories right there, dude. I mean, that's some mud grapplers for the back tires, something like that. You done burnt off or something, dude. Yeah, so we're ready to go.
Yeah, that's a lot of amp for that one sub. What is that? Is that the P2 or 3S?
That's the P3 shallow, yeah.
Okay, okay. So
and it's the original
500.
one too. It won't take that power. She'd have to be conservative with her a little
Plenty
bit.
of money left for your Salt Life sticker.
Yeah.
You can get a banner.
What about the solo?
Boom,
Salt Life.
boom.
Oh.
The Salt Life stickers.
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and move forward though. We've got
Yeah, we're good so far. We need
Casey's got
Casey's now.
Yeah, he's got the smoke right here. Boom. He's got. I think these are these two acoustic tins.
Acoustics, bro.
Yeah, acoustics.
Acoustic.
Yeah, that means they're from straight up 2000s, probably 1998, but they're still sweet. And you got an MTX Terminator amp. When I first looked at this amp, it looked like a server rack standing up.
Yeah,
but,
with the fans there.
I'm like,
bro, that's a home amp.
That's a Terminator, bro. And
yeah, dude, it looks like a Terminator, man.
Look at all the money you saved too.
So what kind of power is that amp doing right there? What's that thing rated at?
Oh yeah, you saved $300.
It's plenty enough for that. Plenty enough for those tins, I'm sure.
Yeah, dude, those acoustics, they got plenty of airspace to breathe. Worst case, we'll throw some polyfill in there. It's gonna sound great. They're gonna bang, dude.
The only thing,
okay,
I'm not so terribly worried about the amp on that one. It's not crazy powered in like that one, but only thing I'd be worried about on that one, those subs being that old, is if they take and start coming apart.
Nah, they're fine.
It's like just put some E6000 on them.
It'll beat for at least 2 minutes.
For a few minutes, yeah, enough for us to do this bass comp.
Yeah.
Them blurry pictures, man. It's hard to tell how good of a condition they're in. You know what I mean? That's the only thing.
There's somebody's good stain. I'll snitch right now. There's a stain, right? The big old stain right there. don't know
man, I
what
see
that
that
is.
now. Wow,
Yeah.
thanks for pointing that out.
Yeah.
All right, that's
don't
just
see-
sweat from all the DBs.
I don't see any scuffs on the surrounds though. They look like they're in pretty good shape, and the amp looks like it's like brand new. And this is in the back of his. He has a Ford. I can tell you right now that latch looks familiar, or it might be a Tahoe. I mean,
That looks like one of those. Is that the 2-channel Terminator? Is that like a bigger
This
one,
is-
or is that
this
like
is-
the entry level thing?
this is gonna be the one that comes with that 210s box.
Ah,
You
okay.
know what I'm talking. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
She's still sweet though.
And it's a Terminator. Come on.
Yeah, but the thing is though,
Come on, Casey, you're killing me over here, man.
No.
You're killing me.
That's gonna be plenty of amp for those subs. You got to think about it. Somebody's
Heck
probably
yeah.
running 100 watts to them when they were new. You know, they're probably rated 100 watts on RMS or something like that.
Dude, I guarantee that's a 153.
I bet they sound great in a truck. Yeah, somebody playing. Yeah.
Troy Underwood is in the house. What's up, Troy? That's my dude.
Oh, what's
Cali.
happening, Troy?
Yo. Good friend of mine. Good friend. Facebook friend. Never met him in person. He's awesome, though.
There's
He's
a
an
bunch of
Alpine
them.
guy. Big Alpine
Big
guy.
talking business on Facebook. I mean, YouTube.
Right. Heck yeah. Man, it's a close race, man. I mean, there was Casey, I'm not going to say you won, man, but
Oh.
you know, you did good. You did
Just
good
go
in
ahead and
different
say it, man.
areas.
I'm just
Yeah.
The worst part is I put all this together right before the show, so I forgot.
Right. That's the thing.
It's not
Scott,
that I
man,
forgot,
he's
I
like
just
me. He
forgot.
was digging for a while. Like
I was
finding
digging
the
for
best
days.
stuff.
This week flew
Yeah.
by.
I really feel like I should have broke out that smoke and ace card I had there. I had a I'm not a resilient sounds. I had a RE Audio triple X subwoofer in a box, but it ended up being it's a crappy amplifier and stuff like that. And I was gonna use it, but I'm like, man, because I had to
Dude,
come
where
up with
can
like
you get one for $500?
it was the sub in the box was I got it for $400, and I had to find an amp for $100 that was worth putting in on a a 15.
Dude, just the fact you found an RE Audio Triple X, that's like,
Touche.
I don't know, man. Is it available?
Heck yeah.
But
Jeez.
so what are we looking at,
These are
Andy?
crazy subs, dude.
All right, let's do the scores, huh? Shall we? All right. Well, with the first class for the hatchback class, Scott had the Pioneer with the what was it, 816 something like that,
Who the picks back up?
and the Sundown. Total score 10 points out of 15. He got 4 out of 5 for SPL because that's a decent setup with the power and the subwoofer. And then collectability 2. You know, you can find them pretty much anywhere. Sundown, geez, man, they're everywhere. And the Pioneer, it was a budget gem for the longest time. I'm not sure if it's discontinued or not, but it's fairly new.
You can find them in every
And the
flea
condition was, I gave it a 4 out of 5. And it looked pretty good. The pictures were
market.
good. Pictures make or break a condition rating too, for sure, because then you either know or you don't know. So he got 10 points for that. And then Casey had the Planet Audio amp on the Sundown, close build. There we go, the 12-inch there. I gave it a 3 just because it's a Planet Audio amp. 2,600 watts, you got to take half of that for the actual power it's going to make on a good day. And then your rise, you're looking at maybe like 400 or 500, but you're got to be wired at 4 ohms or you are wiring into the dirt to get some power out of that amp. And how long will it last? I'm not too sure. It's Planet
I was
Audio,
1,000
so-
watt, 1,000% put it at 1 ohm.
Heck yeah, just send it.
Yeah.
Half ohm per channel. So then 3 on the SPL. Collectability, same, 2. You know, they're everywhere. You can get them. And I gave it a 3 out of condition because I couldn't see the amplifier. So I couldn't say it was bad or good, but the box with the custom box definitely gave it some brownie points for that. So you got 8 points there. Now let's move to the trunk builds. The trunk one, Scott had the Alpine with the MTX. Now the Alpine, that's a soft spot for me, especially those ones, and that MTX amplifier. It seems like a 2004 to 2006 amplifier, so it's going to make some good power, good MTX model. So what I did was I gave it a 3 for the SPL, just because you could throw some more power to those Alpines. You definitely could. And it's a prefab box, but a lot of these are. But the collectability, 5. They're hard to find, good condition. Gave it a 4 for the condition because the prefab box looks pretty good. The amplifier looks okay. I wish I could see some terminals, give it a better score, this and that. But that got a score of 12. This was close. And then Casey's. He had the Kicker CVRs or Kicker Comp VRs, whichever one you want to call them. I gave this a 5 for the SPL because I feel like it would be the loudest with the amount of power for the efficiency. With the amplifier that amp does, it's a better Rockville amp. They're getting a little bit better. At least I've seen dynos on that one. And with that Pro Box, like you said, it's a pretty decent prefab. So I gave it a 5 for the SPL. Collectability 3. I mean, the Rockvilles, the Kenwood, or the Rockvilles and the Kickers. I mean, didn't really want to give it a 2, but those are the older CVRs, I believe, because the CVR, the newer ones, have a blue stitch. I don't know for sure. I'm not too keen on the CVR's line myself.
Probably like 2016, something like that.
Right. Yeah,
17.
like the 43 series or something like that. And then condition 3, because I couldn't see the amplifier again. Can't go off a Google image. Wish you could. Can't trust people these days. So it was a tight. If it wasn't for the Google image, you probably would have won this one. It was 11 points for you on that one. So it was a 1 point loss on it. Yeah. If you would have had a picture of the amp and it was a good condition, man, you would have got a 4 or 5. Boom. You would have been set.
It's the thing about Facebook.
Right. All right, let's move on to finally the truck builds, the shallow underseat type deal situations where you're not putting a wall or blow through in it. Scott had the Alpine 850 with the shallow P3S. I gave this a 3 on the SPL because it is a lot of power, but yet again, we are under the seat. We're in a small sealed box. It takes a lot more power for a sealed box to get loud. So didn't really factor it in per its class, but just in general. 3 on the collectability. I mean, the P3S is pretty rare. The Alpine is pretty rare, but they do surface the market a lot. If you look up subs just in general, you're going to see Rockville, Kickers, Alpine, stuff like that. And it is around, the 2010 era, I believe.
This is a little bit older.
2006, something around there.
Yeah, a little bit 2006 to 2010. And the amp's in the same area. It's missing the end caps, which makes it less valuable.
They always are.
Yeah, they're plastic.
But I feel like that was a good upgrade path for somebody. If you and like you said just 1 second ago, though, man, you can ask Andy here. When I was shooting him some of the stuff I was finding, I mean, there's a lot of these 850s amps. The 500s are out of quite a bit. Yeah. And then the same thing with the Pioneer, the Champion, and the Elite and stuff like that. There was a crap load of those amps that if you look up, they do 1,000+ watts RMS under the right load, and they're cheap. I mean, like wicked cheap, and they're quality stuff.
Heck
but
yeah.
Moving on, so we're gonna go on to Casey's shallow truck setup.
Yeah, Casey had the acoustics, the old school acoustics. Not too sure on the brand. I've seen them a lot, Marketplace and some budget builds. Not sure if it's a great brand or not, but it's not a bad brand. Gave us a 3 on the SPL as well because it's just it's more cone area, but I think you might have a little bit less power on your end with this amplifier. And like I said, with the sealed enclosures, they are a little bit harder to get loud, so it kind of worked itself out just around Scott's build. Now, the only thing was the collectability. I kind of put it at a 2, just because people really don't want an acoustic sub. Sorry, man. Like literally, it was the sub choice, and like the amp, like since it is like the Pep Boys amp or the it's not like an old school MTX Thunder or something like that. Something a little bit nicer. Sorry, man. And then 3 for condition because it doesn't look in bad condition, but it doesn't look in good condition other than that little stain on there.
This will have 6 dBs on Scott's setup, guaranteed.
Yeah, it probably would be a little bit louder, maybe at like its peak, but at overall with like a wider bandwidth, I think with more power and that type of driver, you're going to get a little bit better low-end response with that P3S compared to the acoustic that's a light driver.
With that big old steel box, I don't know, man. What the argument?
Just my guess.
That was a ported box on that one, Casey. That was the ported one.
Wait, my own box. You didn't even know.
Wait, yours was ported, Scott?
The P3 is ported on the side. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but I mean,
yeah.
They're not loud. I've installed them. They're not loud.
I've installed them. I had one too. I mean, it wasn't that loud, but
you're like, oh, this sucks. What
but those I didn't say it sucks. Those are
they love 62 hertz, man. 62 hertz.
It's only frequency.
Yeah, the Kicker loaded enclosure they have for like the 10-inch comp. I think it's a 2011 series or something like that. And I actually metered. I threw it in the Eclipse, and man, it did not want to play the lows with all the power that I was sending it. But when I would put it to like 59, 60 hertz, I did like a 39.9 in the kick on one of those little things. But 62 hertz, it's like, woo! It's more of like a filler bass kind of thing, not like, oh, let's move some hair around here,
For sure. That's how most truck boxes are going to be, though. I think.
Right.
Unless you're going to have them, and like center console.
It's also a trade-off of the shallow subwoofer until you get into higher end ones, though, too, because you're not going to have a lot of excursion and stuff like that with a lot of these.
Right.
Like the JL, was it the TW3, I believe?
So, anyways, before we move forward, how did this go? So how did the scoring go? What did it come out to?
Oh, yeah, for that one.
Who won?
Yeah. Scott, you won by,
Wow.
3 points?
Mhm.
The points I should have had on the
2,
Terminator.
On the
4
Terminator.
points, 4 points altogether. But yeah, because Scott got a 5 on the SPL with the Alpine MTX, but Casey got the 5, or I mean, for the collectability, the Alpine and the MTX. But Casey, you won SPL, man. You got a 5. Nowhere else got a 5, and that was the Kicker CVRs and the Rockville DB5. So don't think you didn't walk out of here with nothing today.
He was throwing some blows. But see, next week I'm going to put next to my name Scott the Champion. Okay, yeah. So that's what we get to reign. I figured.
Yeah, we'll have a little hat we wear.
Yeah, I'll be like, I'm
Contest.
gonna go to Burger King. Thank you, Miss McGill.
That's my mom. Hi, Mom.
She
watches all my stuff. Love her.
No, it's fantastic. I figured though we'll go with. I've got let's go ahead and pull this up. Alpine wins, Troy.
Honestly, though, that sundown setup with Planet Audio amp will be a really, really good setup for someone who's trying to get into the game.
Oh, for sure it would.
Like honestly, it's got a really nice box. The amps are not bad. Planet Audio is not terrible, especially for the money. You know what I mean? They can just throw it back there, ready to go, run some wire to it, be fine. Probably sound great because it looks like it's a big enclosure too, so you can throw a little bit of power and it still sound okay.
Heck yeah.
If the one thing we really just want to hit home on this is, guys, especially people that are getting into it, people that don't know what to buy. If you just look around, man, look, this is actually a banging deal right here for $150. This is actually local to me.
That's a great deal. Those are great clips too.
100. You see that? Oh my goodness, it comes with the amp too. I should have brought that.
Damn, it's got the end caps too. That's one of the
Bro, I
SK
should have put
series.
this in today. This is listed 12 minutes ago.
You would have won collectability.
12 minutes. Look at how beautiful those are. If anybody knows, I wish I need to pull up that video, and I might even go to it. The Kicker Club right now, the one in that crappy box. Do you even flex, bro? And it just a baffle flex like crazy.
I seen that. I had to reshare that, man. I'm like, damn, that CVR is going though.
So 200. I mean, again, if people are shopping around, man, you can get some crazy deals. I would not hesitate at all to throw this into a car. This is becoming collectible at this point. Yeah, I mean, like those things are minty. And the cool thing on that is too is you pull those out of the box. The back of that speaker is going to look brand spanking new too.
For sure, they've probably never been out of the box.
Yeah, those are some great subwoofers. I just really wanted people
to that, or is that a different enclosure?
That's a factory Kicker box. Yeah,
I believe that is because it has the red stitching.
I don't even know why I clicked off it again. He had the thing online for it. Where to go?
Is it really $150 for that amp and sub? Wow.
Yeah, look at it.
Those boxes are nice, man.
Is this available? I'll buy right now.
No, for real. I'll buy it. I'll put it as my shop subs.
I can't even. That's California. Is that California? Is that where that's
Marietta,
at?
Georgia.
Oh, Georgia. Sorry.
For sure, shop subs.
Cash in hand. Boom. Okay, cool. There you go, guys.
Sorry, guys. Someone else is buying it.
Yeah. But it goes to show you, like, if you pay attention to the, he says he has 8 of those. To the market, man, all the time, $120. Here's a 12 in a box. There are a lot of these, man, $220. You can't go get. I mean, I wouldn't really.
What does that say? JLW3. Go back out and look at your right. What is that?
W2 120.
Oh, okay. Not bad.
WV2. Okay.
Just the sub.
The V3 is my sweet spot sub.
Yeah, the V3 is good.
And the W6. W7 is amazing. Everyone agrees. But the W6 is a really, really good sub, I think.
It seems like the more SPL-oriented driver compared to sound quality. The W6 over the 7.
Oh, the W6 is definitely a great SQ sub, I think. The W7 is just, I think, it's just a really well-rounded sub. I don't understand it, but...
Heck yeah, man. It's got the same size coils as Solo X. That's the crazy thing. 3.5, it'll slide right down in there. It's just a different material. Yeah.
Scott just got one for like free, didn't you? Or $150?
The W7, I got it for free.
Damn. Did it come with the motor? Or come with the coil and this?
It was slinky. It's blown, yeah. It's blown.
Yeah. That's not bad. I mean, they got nice baskets and motors. You know, they're definitely rebuildable.
Riverdale
It's a tighter
Jordan,
gap.
200
You can't
bucks.
go
Drop-in
crazy.
reprint kit is the problem. You have to
Yeah, they
send
don't
it
make
to
drop-ins.
or maybe someone does one custom. I don't know.
$200. That's a banging deal right there.
Those
Yeah,
are CVRs too, or those? Yeah.
It's CVRs. He's got he got an amp for him too. That's a banging deal. And that's really wanted, lowball and reselling. The
what's that say?
he said they're first come first served.
Oh, jeez.
All right, guys, I'll be back. I'm
Yeah, I'll be back.
Yeah. Logging out.
Casey goes live with the drive.
I know that's the best thing about whenever you want to get into car audio. I can't stress it enough. Like, yeah, you can go buy new, you know, but your performance for how much you're spending, you're gonna get less. If you know what you're doing and you have a buddy that can help you out find something like what we're doing here, you know, you can get some really good product that's used and not, you know, destroyed, and you could be a lot louder for the amount of money that you're paying, especially for when you're starting up. You know what I mean? Like if you got no added electrical, you want something, but you don't want to go crazy. Boom. That's the way to go,
You
honestly.
can hook that amp up to a cigarette lighter and be fine.
That's what I said. Yeah, exactly. Someone's gonna plug that in.
I'm
Yeah,
just
they're gonna literally run 12 volts from the fuse panel to the back end. It's gonna work great. That's a banging deal for $300, dude. The amp's 500 watts RMS. That L7, 8. I think you probably get down. But that could have been a great truck contender box.
Is that L7 or L5?
It's a L7.
That's a 7.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, for $300.
Oh, it's
With
an
the
8.
amp in a box. Yeah, an 8. That should have been my truck contender. And it goes to show too, it's just searching more. Like these deals happen all the time, and this one is again local to me. I don't even have to ship for this guy. It's crazy the amount of stuff you can come up with if you if you just search for a deal. 350 DC 15 amp, boom, there you go. It's a DC. Now the box looks pretty garbage, but a level 3 DC 15.
Box ain't bad. It's just splatter painted.
Yeah.
How much do those DC subs cost
Oh my
usually?
God,
I know
that's
they're a
all
little
the
bit more
airspace.
on the pricey side.
I don't know. Look at it now.
That's a lot of airspace. You could add another
When
one.
I first got into like bigger car audio, that's what a lot of people had, like level 6 and big
It's
We have
CCs.
some teammates that are-
$350.
How much?
Sub's $350 new, so he's doing $350 with a box.
Oh, you're
and
getting a
amp.
free box. That's all. I mean,
and the amp. It's in the amp. Yeah.
oh, with the AP, 1500 or 2K. What is that?
Let me go back to it. 1500.
Okay, so you got about what? 450, 550, about 550 into it all. That's not too bad. It's about 70%. I'd lowball and be like 300. Take it or leave it. You know what I mean? Like, shoot.
Yeah, I'll probably lowball on the subs. Got some scars on it. The box, none of the gaps line up. Looks like they're full of paint and screws.
Yeah, it's a
everywhere.
pretty looking box, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of basic. It looks like a slot port design you get off of, manufacturer.
Yeah,
Oh
so
yeah, run
Huge
this.
from that sub. Like you can
Right.
visually see that's really big.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
You know. There's a resilient sounds. Looks like. Isn't it?
Gold
You
8.
guys got a lot of stuff
Yeah.
around there. Jeez, look at that.
Yeah.
You could be blowing out the windshields. With
I seen that.
Oh wow, look at that.
That's nice for a pickup truck. Look at that. I
Yeah,
wonder what truck
that's
it's
actually
for.
not
Mom's
bad.
like, where are the stairs?
Yeah, where are the stairs? Yeah.
Where did you put the stairs?
They're in my
can't.
truck, Mom. It's not a phase, Mom.
I can't.
There's a Type R.
Oh, boom.
Oh.
L7. Dude, look at this. $350. L7 tens in a box. You could probably lowball them on that.
For sure.
Yeah, because I think
That's
let me
a custom
think.
box,
Those
dude.
are that's a
Look at-
2006 or 8, not 8. That's 2006 because that's the gray cone with the silver cap. That's the L7. I got the L5. It's silver with the silver cap. I don't know the 10. It's kind of pricey. I mean, on a collector standpoint, if you want to have those kicker subs and if they're in good shape, yeah, they're worth a 350 with the box. You know what I mean? But like, if you just want to bang, I mean, 350 is kind of expensive. That is a nice profab or whatever kind of box. I don't know.
There's a Type R right there, Scott. Custom box. Top left.
I'm
the-
picky. I always try to
Double
find the
check.
best deals, man. Some people they want too much for their stuff, and it's like I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
I know,
a lot of
right?
money.
Have you ever tried to sell like any RC
Ugh.
cars or anything like that on Marketplace?
Me? No, I don't have any RC cars or anything like that. I've sold a few things on Marketplace, but it's usually like cheap stuff that I just don't want, and it's like an awesome deal, so I'm getting blown up, and everyone's like, okay, here you
Dude,
go.
those
You know?
RC guys will literally pick your build apart. They'll be like, this costs this much. This costs this much.
I was
Like,
talking to a friend of
fair
mine. He was trying to trade an RC car for 2 SCAR DDXs with a RP2K amp and a custom box 6-inch Aeroport. Nice for his RC car that costed like 900 new, and he had a bunch of mods in it. He's like, "Is it worth it?" I'm like, "Well, how much is the RC car worth to you?" You know what I mean? I mean, it's a nice setup, but you can get it for like $600-700, and you said you already paid 900 for the RC car, so you're already losing out. But do you really want that RC car, or do you want to have a nice sounding system for a little bit cheaper? And yeah, I was like, well, there's your answer. Go get it.
For
Yeah.
sure, yeah.
It saves them the heartbreak of trying to sell that thing on Marketplace. Those guys are animals on there, man. They will tear you apart on Messenger for no reason.
I believe
I'm
it.
just trying to sell this RC car, man.
I
Heck
hate
yeah.
when people, it's like, I'll be like the first one to click on something. Like I found this e-bike for like cheap, and it's like, hey, I'm interested. When can I pick it up? And then like a half an hour or an hour goes by, and then it's like sold. And it's like, listen, you just listed that 15 minutes ago. Couldn't you just say, hey, someone's already interested in it? Like, don't worry about making your day different so you can come pick it up today so someone else doesn't buy it. It's the only thing I hate about Marketplace. People don't know how to sell crap. There's no customer service whatsoever with it.
No.
Some people are super nice. I've had some really good hits, if you want to call them that. And it's recently, man, I've been striking out.
You got to rate people, man. Like you can check your
Yeah.
rating on there on your seller rating. Yeah.
Right.
The
Like, you didn't sell this to me. Bad rating.
there's
Yeah,
that
right.
one MRB 500 for $100.
MRPM 500.
That's a great.
I wonder
amp.
what the difference between
Right.
the MRV and the MRP. I know they're older and
Generation,
newer.
isn't it?
Is that the only difference? Now, is like the MRV, has anyone ever like amp dyno tested down to 1 ohm like the MRP 500?
I don't know,
Because
but
I
I
know
read a
it's-
bunch of them.
You're the man though. You're the dude. Earthquake 15. I almost popped this in. $325. That's an old school sub. This is Earthquake get down.
I've
My
seen
dad was
those.
an
Al
Earthquake
Lee
guy.
has a couple of those. Heck yeah, dude.
I've
seen some Earthquake subs too that used to light up. Do you remember
Yeah.
those?
Really?
The remember back
The
Casey when I
cone would light up.
my first box was the bandpass the 12s. It was this same face
Cool.
but 3. It was like
Oh,
a truck.
nice.
Yeah, had the same thing on the Rockford box.
Speaking of light up, so I don't know if you saw this, Andy, but in one of our like earlier episodes, I was like, if anyone sees these box speakers, please let me know. Right? They have like
Yeah.
the eyes that light up red and stuff. Scott found a pair at Pet Boys, like all sun faded and everything, and picked them up for like $30. I'm like, I'll send you money right now. Gift them, please. So we bought them, and I put them in a boom box. I made a little boom box at the shop. It's pretty cool.
Oh,
Eyes light
nice.
up and the music's playing. I put some Kicker KS Series 6.5s on the sides though, because they sounded like shit, dude. They sounded terrible. So I put
Yeah.
the speakers in it and faded it a little bit. It sounds really good.
That's awesome.
Check out this unit.
radio.
Dang, sorry guys, but check this out: 4 8-inch NVX subs in a box, a 1001 and an 804 for
That's
500
beautiful.
for $500. That's a whole system. You can clean those amps up; they got dust on them, but
Wow, so that's your bass amp, your mids and high amp, and
and a super custom made, looks like really well nice made box to go.
what are
under it.
those? 8s or
Yeah,
6.5s?
4 8s.
Heck yeah, dude. For 500, you can't beat that. You really
That's your
can't.
whole system, pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah.
Boom, 5. Here's another good one. I don't know.
Too much.
Boxes.
Too much. I
I
mean,
saw the
it's-
kicker box. I had to click on it.
I think those are the 10s because you could tell the surrounds are a little bit thicker.
Oh, but compared to my 6x9s, I mean, they're not that big.
Right. Yeah, I'd say 250. 250 would be fair on both ends.
This guy wants $123. It says, "Wow." American base 15s, $300. That's not a bad.
American base. It's a different looking box.
Dude, I've always been like super interested with American bass, but
I've never owned anything American base ever.
Yeah, I've always
I
wanted.
built a
to,
couple
though.
designs with them. They're not bad. They're not the most efficient sub. They're kind of in the middle. They're not nothing where you need a ton of power to them. depending the entry level. I mean, I've seen some guys with the XDs come through the lanes, do like 140, 141 with like 412s and like 800 watts of power. So they're not bad. My buddy JR had the what was it, the XFLs. They're like 1,000 watts RMS or something like that. He was doing like a 149 in the kick, a 146 at the headrest, clamping like 1,400 or 1,900 watts, give or take. So I mean, they're nothing too crazy. He's got the XFL or the X Max monsters now. I designed the box, and him and his buddy Andy built the box for the two X Monster 15s, and he's got a Terra amp 12K half ohm stable on it, and he's doing a 53 at the headrest, 54 at the kick, and a 130. I think he did a 32 park and pound or something like that, or 33, but he keeps breaking hatches, man. Literally, the hinges keep going, man. It's bad. Hi, Aaliyah. It's my daughter.
Very cool.
Heck yeah, she's a bass head too, man. When she gets a car, you know she's gonna have some.
Oh, it's gonna be crazy, yeah, for sure. Yeah, what are you talking about? But you'll be so big by then. Kicker will be giving her stereos for it.
Yeah, I'd be like, why don't you say? Oh yeah, that's Leah's dad. He works for Kicker. No wonder she's so loud.
Exactly. That one, I don't know how good of a deal is. $400. I just really wanted to take and let's see what we can go ahead and transition from here is let's talk about some stuff we bought used before we've had good luck with. Maybe along those lines, we don't have to be a bit close, but I thought this was a good one to bring together. That somebody with some cash in their pocket and they're willing to drive a little bit or search for a couple of days. You can get some pretty insane deals on product, man. Like you can get some banging deals on stuff, and you just got to know what you're looking for. And the biggest thing is if you're competent enough to test it or know what you're looking for. If you have a multimeter, you can bring that with you, ohm out the speakers, and then if you're already set up with your stereo stuff, most people that know, they'll let you, hey, can I hook this amp up before I buy it? And if they're not, somebody shady, they're gonna be like, sure, fine, plug it up. You know what I mean? And I've never had the issue. I've literally never had somebody tell me, no, I cannot test an amplifier. But it makes it pretty easy when you got a battery bank and you're like, I got leads ready right now. Let's hook 12 volts up to it.
They start shaking. Oh no, it wouldn't come out of protect. Oh no, he's gonna know.
Yeah, exactly.
I get pretty spoiled, man, because like I go to sell stuff and they'll be like, "Oh, can I test it out?" And I'm like, knowing it's good, but I'm just like, "Oh, it's gonna take forever."
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's like, is your reputation enough for someone to buy stuff? I mean, the people that I would sell to, they'd be like, "Oh, yeah, I already know, Andy. It works. I don't even need to test it."
Right.
People you don't know, man. I've watched a lot of people get burnt, but even between my own Team SP Loud, like members, and like they're like trading stuff and like ripping people off, and it's like, what are you guys doing? You guys are making me look bad. You guys are making the team look bad. Like, why is this happening? No. If you're gonna trade something, like make everybody known about it or something, because I don't want to hear about this anymore. And you're like blaming me because to talk to this other guy, and it's like it can get bad. But hey, I mean that's with anything. At the end of the day, you gotta test it. You gotta test it.
Yeah,
you got to.
And two, you have to be willing to accept that you might have a shorter longevity lifespan on it being an older product or used, and that's why it goes back to
absolutely
making sure you're looking for stuff that's reputable. A reputable brand that you've heard of, and the quality goes hand in hand with it. That's one reason. Again, those Alpines and Kickers and all that stuff in the Sundown ended up on the list for stuff of our choices, is because I feel like the stuff that we're confident that as long as we go there, we visually inspect it and it turns on, it's probably going to be good for a while. There's a lot of other deals out there with either lesser name brand speakers or stuff I've never heard of. We could add some multi 15 setups in there, but I'm like, this is one recommend stuff to people that I'd feel confident in going and purchasing myself if I was going to be looking for a budget-oriented system. And I feel like we hit the nail on the head on that one. I think we did a good job, guys, on that one.
Absolutely, you guys both did good jobs. Even Casey, last minute, man, he found some good
together.
Budget buys.
It's not. I didn't forget. It's just the week was so
been busy,
this week. Yeah,
we're all busy, man. I understand. It happens, dude.
In all reality, too, even as far as the shootout, and that's one reason I'm glad you brought in the collectability. You can ask Casey, man. Last year, I get the bug bites me on some of these old school amps, and I went and bought 3 old school Rockford T amps in one day. 3 different people spent $300, 3 different amplifiers. Those amps.
That was like a couple months ago.
Yeah, still, those 3 amps paid for my whole entire vacation. That was last year for sure because they paid for my vacation.
It's just not the first time you've done it.
Yeah, touche.
You bought multiple amps in one day recently.
and sell them and just unload them. Yeah,
Or power amps, I mean.
yeah.
What did you
Yeah.
get? A T2
Heck yeah.
K?
I got a T2000, a T804, and a T802 in one day for $300, and I sold them for $1,200, like within
Phew.
like a day, 2 days.
Hey,
Like,
some people just don't know what they have. You know what I mean? And
Bro,
it's
this
like,
guy
you
was-
know the people to sell it to. Boom.
the guy on the 2K amp, right? All right, so like I pull up, and he's like, this must be a pretty nice amp if you're coming to get it this far. And I was like, he's like, how much power is this? I'm like, it's 2,000 watts, and it's a T2000. Oh, it's only 2,000 watts. Psh, yeah, man, I ain't worried about that amp or whatever. Little do you know, I'm about to 5x you the money that you're selling this thing for me. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
But is what it is.
All you gotta do is just Google the part. You know what I mean? Like
There's
just say that
there's nothing on it though. Yeah, no, there's
the
no
rocker.
because it was missing the front
Oh.
faceplate thing, so it has the part number and all that stuff on it. So you have to, and those get confusing. Even and Andy you probably see it in some of the kicker stuff. Some of these guys that don't have end caps on them, that don't have model numbers on the actual amp itself. And what model is this? There's people every day on the Rockford stuff are like, which model is this? You're like, dude, check the fusing. You know, is it mono? Is it 2-channel now? You know, what size is it? And then you
That's
can
true. They use the same chassis for a lot of them.
for multiple amps. Yeah.
The
Right.
T4K is unmistakable. I mean, it's
No, there's like 5 other amps that are the same.
the T4000, the big boy.
Yeah, so the T4000 is the
Yeah,
same
dude.
platform as the T1502, T1504, T3000, and then
Same length.
yeah,
Jeez.
so they're all
I
the
did not
same.
know that. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
so the
Were
T
those T series? Were those 2 ohm stable amps?
they're
Or
one
those?
ohm stable. Yeah,
They're 1 ohm stable.
Mhm.
Okay, I know those were big boys too. That was like comparable to the Warhorse almost, like 2 of them. Boom.
They're big.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like
Power-wise.
32 inches long.
and I bought them all, every one of them used too, man. The most all of my collector stuff, man. And like I bought some ADS stuff the other day. There's always insane deals out there if you take and know what you're looking for and you're willing to prowl for it. And you can ask Casey. I end up finding dumb stuff I don't need to buy all the time, and buy it, like, you know. But that's how it goes.
That's my problem. I go and like buy collector stuff, and it's like I can't sell it now. It's like if I sell
You
it
gotta-
to someone else, it's gonna get destroyed or whatever.
Yeah, these are collector. This is the only chance I keep. That's why I use it justify to myself all the time. I'm like, this is the last chance I'm going to get to buy some of this old school stuff. Like, it's never going to pop up again. And
Right.
some of it might be. I mean, really, you don't know. On some of these old school amps and stuff like that, even in my time of being in the car audio game, like some stuff, and especially when you got the influencers like Derek and those guys that are doing the amp dynos and all that jazz, they will inflate the prices of those amps used. Like, it goes hand in hand with it. And I've heard Derek talk about it before. You know, they a lot of these Rockford amps that weren't crazy sought after at the time, you know, they start, you start dyno them, doing the similar families of them, stuff like that. They get to where they pull pretty good money pretty quick, especially when they do radio power.
Dude, Orion amps have
Heck
never
yeah.
been so expensive used as
Yeah.
since he's come out with these dyno videos.
There's other ones though that show that
Yeah.
the two-sided coin though. Some of those Orions that didn't, that were thought always as cheater amplifiers and stuff like that don't do the crazy power. There's only certain. That's the thing that's so scary
there's
about
only
the
certain
Orion ones.
yeah.
Yeah, that aren't
Street
the
series. Or
C-
XT.
yeah.
Yeah, the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
even some of the XTRs don't and stuff like that. But even as the HCCAs, and I noticed like the 225 stuff like that. Certain ones do the crazy cheater amps, and some of them aren't. Troy knows some. Troy's in here. I think he said he's familiar with them. I don't know, maybe. But just like anything else, certain ones do it, certain ones don't. And there's stuff that I learned too from the Rockford stuff. There's certain ones of those Rockford amps that do 2 or 3 times the rated power, and some of them a couple hundred watts. And as the bigger as you get into the bigger amps, the skewing that they do underrated is less and less. So it's like, but I mean, it goes hand in hand with it though.
That's crazy. That's why I kind of like Kicker, because they're kind of like right on the money. They give you a little bit of leeway, but it's nothing too crazy other than the KXA amp. I haven't bench test a CX 1800 way below impedance yet. I will eventually. But the KXI, was seen from Big D's video, because Kip would always say, oh, they're lightly regulated. They do the 24 at 2. They do the 24 plus or minus 10% at 1 ohm. And I'm thinking, maybe 2600 or, whatever, because that's 10% of that or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
No, the damn thing does 3,500 watts. It's a 3,500 watt amplifier, certified. It's like, damn, why couldn't you just put that on there? People be like, oh, wow, that's a big amplifier. No wonder I'm paying $11.50 for it.
Sure.
But hey, that's just the way they do it. I'm not going to complain. But it's cool it does that much more power. Plus, you're not going to see that power really anyway because you're not going to wire it at half ohm. You know, I know Travis Young, he wired a KX824 to 0.67. He's like, do not go below that. It won't do it. So, but
It's cool owning this stuff too because it gives you a sense of pride too. Like, yeah, I have this and it does this.
Right. Exactly. Well, that's the noob thing, man. I remember back in the day when I would count my watts from my mids and high amp as in how much power I had in my system. You know, like, oh, I got a 5,000 watt amplifier and 600, so I got 5,600 watts of power in this car. You know, and here I was clamping like 800 watts. You know,
I've got a good bit in mids and highs, and it's all running off my stock alternator, so the base is all mother.
Yeah, because you got 2 different alternators. You got different charging voltages, like 16
I got
volts
3.
and 14. 3.
So I have
so
one
2.
stock that runs mids and highs. Sorry, my camera's all crazy. And then I have the other 2, a 370 and a 320, that run just the lithium bank and the base amp.
Nice. What brand alternator are you running?
One's a DC Power 320, large case, and the other one's a CES 370. But I'm either gonna match them up because I'm about to go to 15.8 volts.
Okay, nice. External
I don't even know
regulator,
why
all
I'm
that
at
kind of stuff, I'm
15.8.
guessing?
Huh?
External regulator, I'm guessing, for those 2?
No, internally regulated. The thing is,
Nice.
what makes me nervous is I think the DC Power is a Bosch style internal regulator, and then the CES is a Denso hairpin. So I don't know if I'm like adding diodes. I don't know if it's going to match up. So that's what makes me nervous. I'd rather just match them. And make
That's
sure
why I didn't mess with the diodes or higher voltage and went with the lithium, the lower voltage lithium, the L.
Oh, the diodes work great, man. It's just the 2 different regulator styles kind of make me nervous because one could be like 15.7, one could be 15.8. It may not cause a lot of problems, but I feel like it would be a little more
right, you want everything running together.
Right. I want it to be as best as it possibly can be.
And yeah, Troy, Alpines do rated as well. And they don't even list it can do 1 ohm. And the darn thing does 900 or 1,000 watts, the MRP 500. They listed it, 500 at 2 ohms and then not 1 ohm stable. Or I've read manuals before, I swear, where it said did 350 at 1 ohm, like it did less. And it's like, what?
The MRV, I got one. Casey sold one to my brother with 2 Alpine Type S12s. And my brother, he had it wired up to 2 ohm, I want to say, forever. And when I got it and I borrowed it, I wired it down to 1 ohm. Or no, what was it? Is it either way? He had it wired. It was above 1, and I was able to wire it at 1. And he was pissed. I wired it down to 1. So it's not stable at that. Whatever. It beat on that forever. Like I never had an issue with that. Now I'm not gonna lie. When I used that amp in a next setup, when I had it on 2 of the Polk DXI 12s wired at 1 again, it finally just went out the white smoke. But I think at the time though, it was a stock charging system, all that stuff. I don't think I had that electrical to support that. Going back looking at it, it really wasn't the amp's fault. You know
it's just the heat was the killer. The overheating or whatever.
There's no telling what I was.
Mine gets really warm at half ohm. Really warm. But gotta do what you gotta do.
If your amp ain't warm, you ain't loud, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. Scott's amps would have burned our Power Hog amps. He had them so hot, I swear you could sear a steak and just cook it in 2 minutes.
That's crazy, man.
Before I put the panties on them,
smoke out, dude. It was so hot in Illinois. Oh my god.
Hey, you got it built right. You know what I mean? It's going to keep going. It's not going to shut down, even though you're pushing it past its limits. And the internals aren't melting. So you did something right, Scott. You did something.
That's Casey on the amplifiers on that one. Casey did the amps. I did the subs.
Nice.
But they performed great, and that's one thing too. It's like and I have mine wired at 0.67, and we only rate them for 1.
That's true.
And it's some other thing too. I really don't recommend somebody, even mine with the fans. I immediately wiring at 0.67 on each of them. I have to have fans on them. They will go into thermal protect at this point.
Yeah.
So now, if I was wired 1 or above, you'd probably never run into that issue. And it was early in the year when it was cold or cooler outside. When we had our Power Hog show, I didn't have any issues. But
right.
It was just so hot out there.
That ambient temperature makes a difference because you're starting from here. You're starting from here, and then just up.
I think about a plastic dip my side windows from the inside black, where you won't see it, and then just gonna take and do like a SPL tape on the back window that's like right there in front of the amps or whatever, because I can't see out those windows.
Just seal your C-pillars, dude. It won't even matter.
I realize that too. I'm talking about sealing it, but I'm talking about getting all that glass that's on in front of the amps. I'm gonna make that all black to where you just
for the temperature inside. Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, so your C-pillar wall isn't sealed off, or what do you mean by sealed off?
It's got panels in it, but they're not like foamed or anything like that here.
Oh,
Yeah.
so no
I just
support really. Okay.
I have them screwed into place, but they're like not sealed, not letting any pressure back from the box backwards.
Nice.
Like they're
Basically, the hog pen in his truck is like a test bed for all this stuff because you know it's going to be a torture test. Because Scott is hard as shit on equipment. I've never met anyone. Okay, Scott had a C6 Corvette, right? And I was like, yeah, let's go for a ride or whatever. And I'm thinking he's just going to drive it like normal. This guy, he drives like it's a Honda Civic, dude. Like red line every gear, just like never lift off the gas, just slamming it in the third gear. I was like, oh my God, we're going to.
Yeah.
That's how you really drive a car, you
last
know?
with Scott, it's good stuff. You know what I mean?
Touche.
Seriously, I mean,
Especially too,
not
like
a bad thing.
yeah, that was a testament, you know, just even at Slam too, of like the, you know, the 150 plus demos, full tilt songs back to back, and all those big name people had failures, and I'm like, yeah, come get some AC, let's go.
Yeah. You don't get too many AC demos either, man. They're pulling those out for more alternators, so
Yeah,
I need right.
I'm gonna have
I
to
would
take
never ever, and this here is recorded, so I will never give up AC.
You don't
That's how
have to.
I
You have a
feel,
GM.
I won't do it.
I mean,
I
used
would
to not
shut it
care.
off. I would shut it off because I didn't have the voltage to supply it. So I was clipping earlier because the AC was pulling so much power from the alternator because it was just a stock alternator at the time. But now that I got the lithium, the alternator, and my voltage is staying good even at idle, I give a little rev, man. I barely even drop. I don't drop below battery now. So that alternator is doing its job finally since I added that AGM up front for it to trick it to charge better or whatever the situation was with the lithium and all that stuff. So I'm happy that I can demo with AC because I would just demo with AC whenever I was doing the hair tricks because that only took me like 800 watts to float some hair. Now to do the 150, I have to crank it and it's about 2,000 watts, so it was taking more power. But yeah, that's why I was like, you sure you don't want a windy demo? Because I could turn AC on for that.
We'll answer Troy's question here. They usually don't do less at lower ohms, do they? No, you know, it really depends on the amplifier and most in the chipset and technology. And that the lower impedance normally does mean more power, but as long as it's stable to it. But not all amps do more power at less impedance. There's a lot of amplifiers that really do more. Like for instance, our amplifiers, from what they were showing, they really do better in like this about the same in the 1 to 2 range without even kind of chipset. Like you're not gaining a crap load of power going from 2 to 1 or anything like that.
Yeah.
The and as you go lower and lower, you're going to be negating again, seeing less and less gain. It's going to still translate to more distortion and heat.
Right, that's kind of like the Terra amps, the smart, like how they just like they roll off. They roll off so the FETs don't blow up or something, or the rails, however that works.
Well, you're still, you know, yeah. When you're amplifying rail voltage, your input and rail voltage. So I mean, like that's what a lot of people misconception, like, oh, why doesn't it work at crazy high voltages and stuff like that? Well, like, hey, you're multiplying your input voltage and your rail voltage in that amplifier, and it's like, okay, cool, you've got good components and all that stuff. Well, you're not thinking about that. If you look at like the voltage rails on an amplifier, they're like, like 16 gauge or 14, 12 gauge solid normally, wire something running through a board there. You can only cram so much AC voltage through that before you start translating into just going pop, done, because just how much current's going through it.
Right.
And that translates to your power supply, the windings, and all that stuff, and the transformers and all that jazz. Like you're going to be moving some current. We're getting right here to the 1 hour mark, though, fellas. I thought this was an interesting thing we can go over. I thought it was a fun thing. We can challenge it out. We can go over the used stuff, and we covered a little bit over of the other stuff you can buy. Anything you guys got closing in the next, a little bit of time before we end this thing up?
I had fun, man. It was a good competition, good live show. I was looking forward to this one. And hey, I learned a little bit about amplifiers and all kind of other stuff too. And I had fun along the way, as always. Appreciate it.
So
thanks for having me.
No, for sure, Andy. It's always a pleasure having you on here, and we'll make sure that I'm gonna put my name in here as Scott the Champion next week, and I won't make you put loser on there, Casey. Yeah, you won't.
Can you put emojis on this, like a little crown?
Yeah.
Thank you, Troy. Yeah, right. Like getting a little crown to it. Hopefully next week we'll have some interesting guests. I'd like to do another interview and have you gentlemen along with it, and hopefully get some other people in here. And I like doing the different shows and mix it up a little bit. I've had a good time with it, and I appreciate both of your time, gentlemen. And I think I'm about to be hauling my butt tomorrow and taking on. They got like a park and base going on. They're going to be the latest crap right out there.
Yeah, what's going on with that? I seen you tag me in that. Is that like a car show or is that just like a meet and greet?
They're doing like testing tunes at our warehouse where we're like an industrial park, and it's pretty cool. And they get a lot of people out there. And
Nice.
I don't know.
Miss Andy's mom, thank you for joining us
Yeah, thank
so
you.
much.
Thanks,
I
Mom.
appreciate. Yeah, you're very supportive, and we do appreciate you.
Next time, if you want to make some like cookies or something.
Yeah, just mail them to us, and we will eat.
Yeah. We'll eat them.
Yeah,
Hey,
almost-
she's full
yeah.
Italian. She will cook you food.
bro.
Ooh.
I am not opposed to
Some
any of it.
lasagna.
Yes. Very cool. So we're ending up on the hour mark, guys. I'll go ahead and start wrapping this up. I appreciate everyone's time. Again, hopefully we'll have a good guest next week and a good conversation topic. Everyone, make it a fantastic evening. And again, you guys, I appreciate both of you gentlemen. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Peace.
Peace, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you
Everyone have a
again.
good night. We'll catch you guys next Friday. Thank you.